أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. This is the episode number 16 of our book Sifat al-Mumina as-Sadiqa. This episode will tell us about al-Mumina as-Sadiqa wa tarbiyatuha li abnaiha, a true believing woman and how she's raising up her children, how she brings up her children, the method in which she uses to raise her children up. Inna al-abna'a ni'matun min ni'amillahi al-azima. She said that indeed children are one of the great favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon us. Allati yamunnu biha Allahu 'ala al-insan. One of the favors that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestows on every servant. Children. Wa mas'uliyatu tarbiyatuhum mas'uliyatun kabiratun. And therefore the responsibility of training and educating these children is a big responsibility which must not be joked with. Liza, that is why najidu anna al-mu'minata as-sadiqa, we see that every true believing woman tahrisu kullu al-hirsa ala tarbiyati abna'iha tarbiyatan salihah, wants to train her children on a good training. She always wants to give her children a good background. وَتَنْشَأَهُمْ نَشْأَةً قَوِيمًا, and she is always ready to bring them up accordingly and in a strong manner. عَلَى الْمَنْهَجِ الرَّبَّانِ الرَّشِيدِ. She is always wants to bring up her children in a manner that agrees with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَتَرْبِيهِمْ عَلَى الْكِتَابِ وَالسُّنَّةِ. And therefore you see this kind of woman will be training her children, will be bringing them up according to the rules of the Quran and the authentic ahadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وَعَلَى اتِّبَاعِ أَوَامِرِ اللَّهِ. She will be urging her children to obey the rules and regulations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَاجْتِنَابِ نَوَاهِيهِ. And she will also be telling them to abstain from whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has forbidden on them. وَعَلَى غَرْسِ الْأَقِيدَةِ الصَّحِيحَةِ فِي نُفُوسِهِمْ. And she will also be planting good creed, good aqidah, correct aqidah in their hearts. That is one of the qualities of a true believing woman. Al-muminatu as-sadiqa, therefore a true believing woman, hiya allati turabbi abna'aha ala hubbillahi wa hubbi rasuli sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. A true believing woman is the one that trains her children to love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to love the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. She trains her children to love Allah. How will she train them to love Allah? By telling them what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants them to do, and she will encourage them to do that. And by telling them what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not want them to do, and then she will discourage them from doing that. And then if she claims that her children will love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or she's training her children to love the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, she will train them to be obedient to the instructions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Whatever the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, that is exactly what she will tell her children, and she will encourage them to do the same thing. وَهِيَ الَّتِي تَرْبِيهِمْ عَلَى حُبِّ الشَّهَادَةِ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. A true believing woman is also the person that trains her children to become martyred in the religion or in the way of the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَبَذْلُ النَّفْسِ وَالْمَالِ. And she will also train her children to give their personal and the personal body for the sake of Allah work for the sake of Allah, their money for the sake of Allah, so that the kalima of La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam will prevail, will be higher than any other thing in this world. هي الأم التي تربي على إقامة الحدود والمحافظة على الواجبات والسنن. She's also the person, a kind of woman that trains her children to obey the rules and regulations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whatever Allah the Almighty asks them to do, or the messenger, they should be able to do it. And then they should be able to do all the wajibat and the sunan, all the compulsory matters and even the sunan. They should be able to do them because you have to train them on it. وَتَعُودُهُمْ عَلَى الْأَخْلَاقِ الْفَاضِلَةِ. And then she will be training them on good attitudes and conduct. This is a true believing woman that we are talking about. فَتَتْبَعَهُمْ عَلَى خَمِيدِ السَّجَايَا وَكَرِيمِ الشَّمَائِلِ. And then she will be planting in them good habits, good conduct and characters. Anything she has of good conduct, she will make sure that she incited it into her children. Min amanatin, she will train them how to be trustworthy people. Wasidikin, she will also trust them how to be truthful people in saying, in action and everything. Was sabr, and she will also train them on how to become patient with situation and whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives. Wa karamu and was shuja'a, and she will also train them and to become generous, to give the wealth they have for the needy and those poor people who need it. And she will also train them and to be pious people. If they have not married, she will not allow them to go and do something to mess up their lives outside. And if she is the daughter, and she will not allow her daughter to mess up with her life outside. And then she will also train them to become brave people. This is one of the qualities of a true believing woman. She will train her children to become trustworthy people. She will not tell lie, and she will not allow her children to tell lie. She is not the kind that somebody comes asking about her, and then the child comes and she says to the child that go and tell the person that I'm not around. When the child goes there, the child reported that she said that she should tell you that she is not around. You are not doing a good training at all. You are doing bad thing to yourself. She is the kind that will train her children and to speak truths and to be patient and to be generous. And she will train her children and to be well protected people, both male children and female children. Not the kind of mother or kind of lady that will prefer her children to commit zina and then to marry, maybe at early age or in a situation that she does not like. No, a good mother does not encourage her children to commit sin. It is only bad mothers that do that. So a true believing woman is a kind of woman that makes sure that she trains her children accordingly. Innal mu'minata sadiqa, indeed a true believing woman. Hiya allati turabbi abna'iha ala hifzi kitabillah. She's the one that trains her children to memorize the book of Allah. She will enroll them in Islamia, in Islamic school, where they will be reading Quran, they will be memorizing Quran. She does not mind and to spend anything she has on this particular child in order to memorize the Quran, or at least to know how to recite the Quran and memorize some part of it. She is the true believing woman, or it's only the true believing woman that can do that. Was-salati fil masjidi or fil masajid, and she is the one that will be urging her children to always pray in masjid. Whenever it is time for prayers, she will tell her children to go to the masjid and pray congregationally with the people in the masjid, whether their father is around or not. Wabirrul walidain, and she is the one that urges her children to be obedient to their parents, just as she's also obedient to her own parents. وَالْمُسَارَعَةِ فِي الْخَيْرَاتِ, and she's the kind again that encourages her children to hasten in doing good things. Anything that is good, should make sure that our children are the first people to engage in that. But anything that is bad, should abstain them and then forbid them from doing such things. وَتَحُثُّهُمْ عَلَى قِرَاءَةِ سِيرَةِ الرَّسُولِ صلى الله عليه وسلم, and she will also be encouraging them to read the history of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the history of the Sahaba and the Tabi'un and all the good people. وَلَوْ نَظَرْنَا لِأُمَّهَاتِ فِي عَهْدِ السَّلَفِ, the author is saying that if we look at the mothers during the time of our pious predecessors, وَكَيْفَ كَانَتْ تَرْبِيَتُهُنَّ لِأَوْلَادِهِنَّ, and how they train their children, لَوَجَدْنَا نَمَاذِجَ قِيمَةَ فِي الرَّوْعَةِ, we'll see many examples, many surprising examples that these people actually love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they love Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ummahatu harisna ala ta'mini mustaqbil abna'ihinna. Good mothers are the ones that are very concerned about the future of their children, this world and in the hereafter. Fil dunya wal akhirah. The future of their children here and in the hereafter is their major concern. But the major concern of these two places, here and hereafter, is the hereafter, because this world is just a temporary place. Any mother that is training her children majorly to get this world and to get the hereafter better than this world is a true believing woman. وَلَيْسَ كَخَالِ كَثِيرٍ مِنْ أُمَّهَاتِ الْيَوْمِ. It is not like majority of today's mother, who one of them will only be looking at the future of her children in this world. She never concerned herself about how is he doing or how is she doing with the issues of the hereafter. Is he praying? Is he fasting? Is he doing things that Islam wants? That is not our concern. Our concern is just that he or she should just hand a certificate, a shahada to dunya, just worldly certificates. He should finish diploma. He or she should finish NCE or degree or masters or PhD. That is our concern. Does he know how to recite Quran? Is not our concern. Is he praying or is she praying? Is not our concern. Is he or she committing a zina outside? That is not her concern. Her concern is just certificate. And that is why they can spend all they have on their children in order to get this worldly certificate that stops here. Once he died, that is the end of that certificate. And then forgetting about the certificate of the permanent place in which they will go and face. So good mothers, correct mothers, always concern themselves with how their children will live in this world in good manner, and also in the hereafter they will get portion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Jannah. That is their major concern. But mothers that are concerned with only worldly certificates and just their children should get appointment in high places and they should be highly placed without concerning themselves in about the matters of the day of Qiyamah. These people are doing themselves bad because they have not trained their children. What they give to them as training is never a training. It's just a mislead. And these children will hold them responsible in the hereafter. Now, the authors continue saying that إننا نرى أن النتاج والثمرة تربية أمهات السلف. We see the result of the training in which the Salaf Salih their mothers gave to them. We see the result. What is the result? The result is that أخرجنا الرجال, they brought up men, brave people, well abtal, and brave people who are so powerful in terms of war, in terms of religion, in terms of knowledge. Well, qadatin, and we see them bringing up commanders. They brought up commanders because of their dedications to the training of their children. Akhrijna, we see them bringing up al-mujahideen fi sabilillah, those who fight in the cause of Allah, those who are defending the religion of Islam, and was shuhada. We also see them bringing up martyrs, those people that understand religion very well and they are ready to die in defense of this religion. Akhrijna al-ulama, we see them bringing up scholars, wal mufakkirin, and we see them wise thinking people, bringing them up, people that are very vast, think tank, and we see them bringing them up, people that whenever they talk, nobody can talk ahead them. We see them bringing such kind of people up, what du'at, and even the preachers who invite people to the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are the kind of people that the mothers of the Salafus Salih brought up. The mothers of today, what do you have to bring up? And we see them akhrijna, we see them bringing up ulaika al-abtal allazina ma zalat al-umma taftakhiru bihim. We see them bringing up brave people and knowledgeable people that the history of the world cannot forget them. It is mothers that are bringing them up. Imam Shafi was brought up by his mother. Imam al-Bukhari was brought up by his mother. Imam Ghazali was brought up by his mother. Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani was brought up by his mother. Imam Malik was brought up by his mother. And many scholars like this were brought up by their mothers. And the world cannot exist today if these people names are wiped out. If people like Imam Nawawi, Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, al-Ghazali, Malik, Shafi'i, and so many others were brought up by their mothers. Many of these people I have mentioned and even I have not mentioned did not know their fathers. These are the kind of people that they brought up for us in this world. And that is why these people, they bring up their children in the way of Allah to assist the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now she says that فَهَلَّنَا فِيهِنَّ قُدْوَةٌ طَيِّبَةٌ وَأُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. Can we imitate them? Do we have good exemplary to pick from them? Do we? We should imitate them because it is the hard work of this female or these mothers that brought about these great personalities I've mentioned. Look at Imam al-Bukhari, who wrote the most authentic book after Quran in Islam. Then look at Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, who wrote the most authentic commentary to Sahih al-Bukhari. Both of them were brought up by their mothers. We stop here, inshallah, and we meet in another episode to bring, inshallah, new examples about this topic. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be with us. Barakallahu fina wa fikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.